Hi there, my name is Chaba, and for 90 days I'm hand copying proven sales letters throughout history, throughout direct response copywriting history, and I'm documenting my process and basically just analyzing what made these sales letters so extremely powerful, effective, and how come they were responsible for millions, tens, and even hundreds of millions of dollars throughout the years. So today, day 2, I'm actually dissecting a sales letter from the legendary Joe Sugarman. He was a famous copywriter back in his day. He's still living, but he's retired now. And one of his big promotions was this BluBlocker sunglasses promotion. And it was all the rage back in the day. And this guy, he even invented the 800 number so that people can actually order right on the phone and buy stuff. So he was very, very influential, both a world-class copywriter as well as an entrepreneur. And he really knew how to write winning copy that converts and that makes people eager to buy his stuff. So these BluBlocker sunglasses, this promotion is one of the all-time most successful promotions, and it's one of the best hand swipeable promotions as well. So I really encourage you, in fact, to maybe hand copy this, because you'll notice how effortless it is, how it doesn't try to be aggressive, it's not try hard, it's just, it flows. And one of the one of the most important concepts of Joe Sugarman was the concept of the slippery slope. So basically, as you as a reader, start to read this particular piece of ad, this particular advertisement, you read the headline first. Then the job of the headline is to make you read the subhead. Then you read the subhead, and the job of the subhead is for you to read the first line. And then the job of the first line is for you to read the second line, and so on and so forth. And if you read this and if you hand copy this, you'll really understand how this works and why it's so super powerful if you want people to actually just take you up on your offer and buy something from you. So let's get into the promotion itself. The first thing that we discover is that the headline itself is very simple. It's only vision breakthrough. And I don't know who said this exactly, maybe Gary Bencivenga, but he said that including the word breakthrough into headlines or subject lines or something works in a lot of cases, because people just like breakthroughs. They want something new, they want something powerful, and the word breakthrough in a single word, it encapsulates both new and unique and something powerful. So it's a really good word to use, and you should try it yourself, by the way. And this headline does its job really well because it makes us read the subhead as well. So because we're considering, like, what's this breakthrough? Like you know, vision is important for me. I have to know what this breakthrough is. And then they read, when I put on the pair of glasses, what I saw I could not believe, nor will you. So this builds huge curiosity here, and it's basically a testimonial style subheadline. This adds immediate credibility to the promise, because here the main headline is kind of a promise. It's kind of like something big, and then the copywriter immediately backs it up with proof. And it's the whole ad, by the way, is written from the perspective of a person who's kind of skeptical about this whole offer, and one of his friends introduces the offer to him. And it's really masterfully done, because it flips the script once again. You don't feel like it's pushing anything on you. You feel like you, as the reader, you get sucked into the ad and you want to know more, like, why is this such a big vision breakthrough, and what's up with this whole thing, and how come I've never heard about it? That's the emotion that you want to evoke when you write an ad like this. So the first sentence itself is a future pacing sentence. It says, I'm about to tell you a true story. So again, What's the point of this first line? It's to get people to read the second line. And it does that because it still doesn't give away anything. It builds huge desire and curiosity to find out what this whole thing is about. And then this starts the slippery slope that we mentioned. And the interesting thing that I mentioned is that we start from a friend's point of view. So Joe says, like, Len is a friend of mine who has an eye for good products. One day, he called excited about the pair of sunglasses he owned. It's so incredible, he said. When you first look through a pair, you won't believe it. So again, it's a big promise, and people become skeptical of big promises. So Joe Sugarman very, very intelligently immediately follows this up with the proof element. So he says, and this is the perspective of the writer itself. What will I see? I ask. What could be so incredible? Len continued. When you put on these glasses, your vision improves. Objects appear sharper, more defined. Everything takes on an enhanced 3D effect. And it's not just my imagination. I want you to see it for yourself. And then we have the first subhead, which is I couldn't believe my eyes. So once again, we have a bunch of proof elements here. This is also like an objection handling method, because most people, they would feel like, yeah, sure, whatever. I've been promised so many things by so many people. What if this is bullshit? And by using this I couldn't believe my eyes as a subhead, again, it flips the script and it makes it much more believable, which is really, really powerful for copywriting. And also this see for yourself, it invites the reader. It's kind of like a demonstration, and we know how powerful infomercials were, how Billy Mays and his pitches was so powerful all the time, because it involved a lot of demonstration. And this way, the writer is inviting the reader to join him in his journey of discovery. It's kind of like an emotional discovery story, and people love these types of things, and we're hardwired to be susceptible to these types of stories. So this whole part here basically describes the process of giving the glasses a try. And again, this just makes everything seem more real. It dimensionalizes everything. And this is really important because in copywriting, you want to show them something, you don't want to tell them something. So you don't necessarily want to like tell them how something looks, but you want them to almost experiences with you together. And that's why it's good to be specific. That's why it's good to formulate sentences which describe emotions, how they appear in real life. You don't want to give them like an academic type of structure. You don't want to give them a formula that they cannot really relate to, okay? You want to to paint a picture of the whole process, because we as humans, we're very visual people, and our eyes are usually the most important sensory systems in our bodies, and we formulate these so-called mental representations in our minds as well. This is more of an advanced cognitive psychology topic, but I studied this stuff, and actually my bachelor in psychology thesis was about part of these things. But we may constantly make internal pictures, okay? And whenever in your copy you can paint these pictures, it will be very, very effective. We also have a price anchor here. So obviously this is an offer for something, and people know that it's gonna cost something, and the price is only revealed at the end of the promotion, but Joe immediately creates a price anchor, so it's like, this is better than a $100 pair of glasses. And then we're gonna have another price anchor later on which says it's even better than a $200 pairs that you can buy from France or Italy. So again, this just positions this product as superior compared to something else. Then we have a memorable name, of course, for this. It's called BluBlockers. Why is this important? Because it's very easy to remember. It's very easy to mention to someone. It has a benefit built into the name itself. It blocks blue light, so it's called BluBlockers. And then the rest of the ad goes on to include something called reason why copy. And this again comes from Gary Bencivenga, one of the greatest copywriters of all time. He's certainly the greatest living copywriter at the moment. He's retired now, but like his ads were incredible, and he had like an 80% win rate with his ads. So whatever I highlighted in this color means elements from reason why copy. And basically the ad is so powerful because after building a bit of curiosity for these glasses, and after anchoring it as a superior alternative to other glasses, and after naming it BluBlockers, now the ad goes on to basically explain how it works, why it works. So it describes the unique mechanism, and it's very, very important to have a unique mechanism and a unique selling proposition, because otherwise people are going to be like, yeah, there are so many sunglass brands out there. Why should I choose you over anybody else's? Or why should I even buy sunglasses to begin with? I don't need them. But then they're called BluBlockers because they block blue light, which is harmful, which damages your retina, which makes you get to sleep harder, and all these things. So, you know, the copywriter goes on to mention things like Blue Monday, I have the blues, like these are some negative things. And, you know, by this being called BluBlocker, it immediately creates the impression in people that this blocks negative things from your life. And then it describes how your eyesight is going to improve, and how, you know, it has like a focusing screen, and it has a special filtration process. And then that's why it's called reason why copy. Check it out. It's like the reason. The second reason is even more impressive. It is harmful to have ultraviolet rays fall on your eyes. Recognized as bad for skin, UV light is worse for your eyes and is believed to play a role in many of today's eye diseases. So again, this is just reason why copy, and in addition. So it qualifies more people. It qualifies people who might have potential eye problems. And then you see Sunglass Danger. Again, it's an implicit, unique selling proposition thing, because it positions this particular pair of glasses as superior to any other sunglasses. Because think about it, at this point, some people are thinking, okay, well, this sounds interesting and anything, and I know that UV light is bad, but I have my sunglasses for that, so why should I buy this again? And then Joe Sugarman, again, very intelligently knew this and preemptively answered this objection by describing how, the final argument in his reason why copy is that this is better than sunglasses, better than regular sunglasses, and it qualifies more and more people to this. So by saying something like, but what really surprised me was the danger in conventional sunglasses. You see, it qualifies new people. And then, at some point, some people might feel confused. So again, he preemptively answered an objection. It said, don't be confused. I'm often asked by people who read this, do these BluBlockers really work? They really do. And please give me the opportunity to prove it. I guarantee each pair of BluBlockers to perform exactly as I described. So this is again a promise and a proof. And in my last video, check it out by the way if you haven't, I explained why giving a promise should always be backed by proof. Because yes, anybody can make promises, but you have to prove it, that it works, that it's new, that it's something special or something like that. Because people want solutions, proven solutions. Then the ad goes on to describe a few specifics, and this again makes everything more believable. It serves as a proof in itself. You don't necessarily have to use testimonials as proof. You don't necessarily have to use social proof. There are like 26 type of proof. Again, most of them were created by Gary Bencivenga. I love Gary Bencivenga, by the way. And by describing things like CR 39 lenses, and like over 85% of all doctors' prescriptions are now filled with CR 39 lenses, it creates credibility. Because why not? Like, I don't know, 8 out of 10 doctors. No, this is 85%. So it's even more specific, even more credible. And then we have another price anchor, as I mentioned, that this is actually better than 200 pair glasses from France or Italy, which are like designer glasses, but it's even like much more affordable. This part we have like another unique selling proposition and a feature and an objection handling all in one. So Joe says you get a completely flexible frame that will comfortably contour to your face. So based on research, I haven't done research on this audience, but probably, his target audience wanted something which is also flexible and also comfortable. Looks good, performs well, but it's also comfortable. And that's why, he answered all these objections. First, he described how technologically it's superior to anything else. Then he described that it maybe even looks better than $200 glasses, and it's even more comfortable than them. So that's definitely a cool thing here. Then the copy goes on more to answer a few things, and then we have a risk reversal element, which is really important because you don't want people to feel like they're making a mistake with this. You want to make it feel like this isn't a final decision. And even if they make a bad decision, they can get their money back or get their satisfaction back or something. So we have like a limited warranty. We have a call to action. So he says, I urge you to order a pair and experience your improved vision. Basically, that's it. Okay. And then he even invites people to be part of this whole emotional discovery process. Once again, he even says, like, take your old pair of sunglasses and compare it to this one, and I promise you it will be better. And how could people not try this? Like, it just feels so effortless to take this offer on, because if eyesight is important for them, if they're looking for a new pair of sunglasses, if they want to be healthy in this regard, they should buy it. They can do it because there's a money back guarantee. And then what proof do they need than to just basically have one pair and the other pair and compare it, and they'll be able to see the difference, and from there on you have a happy customer. Maybe they'll buy additional pairs for their family members or as gifts or something like that as well. So pretty cool. Then we have more future pacing and paint the dream elements. This is really important. Again, he says that even your night vision will improve. Objects will appear sharper, and you'll have better vision. It will be very noticeable. But if you don't, then again, there's a guarantee. There's a 30-day money back guarantee, and you'll get all your money back. Then we have the dramatic difference as the last subhead, which again, it kind of it's a promise, but at this point we have enough proof elements to make this work. So this just reiterates the whole offer and the promise of the offer. We have huge social proof here. So you can see how the promise and proof elements always go hand in hand together. So like we have a promise, then we have a proof. We have a promise, we have a proof. This is really important. So he says, pilots, golfers, hunters, athletes, and anyone who spends a great deal of time in the sun, who drives a car, or who just wants to protect their vision, all will find BluBlocker sunglasses indispensable. So it's pretty cool because it qualifies a lot of people, and it also answers a bunch of their objections. So kudos to this. It's really powerful. And then at the end, we have another call to action, and we have the so-called order form, which has 3 options, which is really important because you always want to give people several options to buy, because there are certain percentages of your audience who will buy the entry-level product. There are a certain percentage who will buy the middle, like most of them will buy the middle, but there's always like 10 to 20% of your audience who want to buy something more expensive. So we just give them options. So there's like the plastic version, which you get the technology, but it's like it doesn't look so good. We have a clip-on model, which is like very convenient and has the technology, so it's kind of again high tech. And we have an aluminum deluxe, which is like the expensive version, the hip version, and it's really powerful. So I hope you enjoyed this copy breakdown of Joe Sugarman's BluBlocker sunglasses ad. I really had a blast with this. And make sure to check out my other videos in my playlist as well, because I'll be doing this for 90 days. It's quite something to do this. I hope I will be able to manage it, but I'm really committed to this, and I love to give value like this to you. Hopefully you like it, and hopefully it will help you in your copywriting journey as well. So see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.